Hello, my name is Trydar, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build a Japanese-style nether portal in Minecraft. Let's get started. So the first thing we will do is take a little walk around of our nether portal here. As you can see, it is a rather large nether portal. It's situated on a large quartz base with two guardian dragon statues. As you can see here, these are done in the typical Asian style of dragon, being made entirely out of prismarine, or in our cases, this would be jade, I think, would be the material that would be made out of. And the nether portal itself, as you can see, occupies a very central position with some red paper lanterns hanging down here on the sides. And of course, the characteristic Asian style roof on top of here as well, with its curvy corners and intricate woodwork. And we also have the typical Japanese style archway here in the middle. It should be quite suitable if you're constructing an Asian style of base. And also during the tutorial, if you want, you can only build the portal itself and leave out the platform and the dragon statues, but I'm going to be showing you how to build all of those at the same time today. So without ado, let us take a look at the bill of materials. Now you will be needing 3,879 blocks of cobblestone. This is for the filler of the platform itself down here below the quartz, but if you want to leave the platform hollow, you can leave this off. You will need 77 spruce planks, 644 blocks of basalt, 377 spruce tree trunks, 70 black stone slabs, 22 quartz slabs, 569 blocks of obsidian, 26 stone buttons, 4 blocks of glowstone, 58 trapdoors, 156 spruce slabs, 92 spruce stairs, 70 blocks of quartz, 1,703 blocks of chisel quartz, 150 quartz pillars, 540 quartz stairs, 24 blocks of prismarine, 863 blocks of dark prismarine, 32 red banners, and 32 spruce fences. And of course, if you so choose, you can change up the wood color and the banner color to suit your particular taste. So with all that said, let us now begin the tutorial itself. Let's take a look at phase 1 here. Let me start with a good top-down view. I think you can clearly see how to count out things by the red wool. Now this portal design is symmetrical, by the way. Notice this red center line that is going through the middle of the build. That means that what you are building on this side of this line, you want to mirror it on the other side of that line, because, as I've said, the build is symmetrical. Now, the dimensions for the build are as follows. The base is 45 blocks wide, that way, 37 blocks long, back that way, and 37 blocks high. So, now that you know the complete dimensions, I think we can start laying this out. As I've said, if you want to leave this build hollow, you can deduct the cobblestone from the middle of the platform here. And as I've said, you can also draw out a center line, and from there you can count out this many blocks here to get to the edges. And you'll notice every 5 blocks on the outside here, every 5 blocks there, you want to put in 2 blocks of chiseled quartz, as you see done here. And some of these blocks won't be visible, like this quartz back here, so that can save you some small amounts of materials for that. But you want to go along the sides here with your chiseled quartz, like so, and around the back here, because the front and the back are also symmetrical, by the way, so you can approach the portal from whichever direction you come out of it. However, the dragon statues are facing in this direction. So with that said, let us now move on to phase 2. So on this phase, you are taking the platform that you started building in the last phase. We are going up 2 blocks. By the way, from this point onwards, the tutorial is formatted in 2 block segments, meaning that each successive phase of the tutorial I show you, going off in that direction, is going to be 2 blocks taller than the previous phase. All right? So you want to build out your stairs according to this pattern here with your quartz stairs and your chiseled quartz. There are some small details on the sides here. You want to have your quartz pillars, some of them laying on their sides going in that direction, and some of them laying on their sides pointing out that way as well. It's sort of a subtle pattern. You don't really have to replicate it if you don't want to. But over here on the sides, we have a more with the quartz there in the middle, and stairs right side up and then upside down on top of each other. Just 4 of those for each section here. Now for this, once you do one of these sections here, this is a modular design, meaning it is the same for this section here. So if I go over here and show you this this next phase, you can see that it is just a repeating pattern. So we only have to focus in on one of these as we go. And the foundations that you made over here in the first phase, you can build directly on top of that. We'll give you all of the measurements for this phase here as well. And of course, the platform is symmetrical around the sides and the front. So the front and the back should look exactly the same. All right, let's move on to the next phase over here. We're starting to add another course of stairs here. We're going 2 blocks back there. And then the main platform up here is nothing but chiseled quartz blocks. And let's do the side walls out here as well. You have another band of chiseled quartz that you are putting in the build. The same chiseled quartz you put down here at the very beginning, put another layer of that all the way around the perimeter of the base, and then on top of it as well. And once you have done that, you can come behind and add in these upside down stairs, as you see done here with a slab in the middle, right there. And of course, that is part of the repeating pattern, so you go along the base and edge that out with that exact same design. Now over here on the front, there are some decorative elements, which are made of quartz stairs that are right side up. 4 of those, like so. And you want to put all of those like that. And I'll go ahead and show you on the next phase. You're doing the same thing to finish off the walls over here, by the way. So once you put the quartz stairs on the first level, you can go ahead and put a second level on those. And the only other detail here are some decorative elements on the sides here, which are done with just some quartz stairs, as you see done here. And we will complete that in the next phase. So let me give you a good top-down view of this entire section here. So I think you can see that we are now using some basalt to form the base of the platforms for the dragon statues and the portal itself. So let me give you some easy ways to make those measurements for that. So the basalt is 3 blocks back from the sides here, and 1 block back from the front there, and from the back as well. And then there should be 4 blocks of gap there. And you can use the sides here to count from the side guardrails. You can count those blocks there and there. Then that will give you the corners for the portal frame itself, or the base of the portal frame. And the total width of that is going to be 7 blocks wide, as you see done here, and then all the way across to the other side as well. All right, so let us move on again to the next phase. As I've said, you are putting in the tops of the quartz elements on the decorative exterior here. And you're also making this thing here. It's a larger decorative element out of quartz. As you see done here. It's just some stairs stacked on top of each other. And we're going to have another piece of quartz up there, I believe, and that will finish those off. And let me just go ahead and show you that over here on this face. Just a block of chiseled quartz. And that will be the entire platform complete. That should be all the quartz that we will be using for the build. Now for the base of the dragon statues, you're just going up another block with your basalt, and then you're putting in the obsidian on the sides here, as you see done there. And both of the dragon statue bases will be the exact same. So let me make some block counts. So if we go 5 blocks back from the start, you then want to put this block pattern down. And then there's a gap of 2 more blocks. And 2 more blocks there. Well, 4 and 4. And make these block patterns that you see done here. And that will be the same on both sides for the dragon statues. Now let us look at the portal frame itself. I neglected to cover the obsidian in the last element, but you want to have this many blocks here of gap in the center there. And then we want to put in the bases around the bottom of the portal with a bit more basalt and some wood here, some of our spruce tree trunks. And we are extending our portal frame up on either side here, by the way, with the obsidian. And all the way around the base of those, you then want to put in your trapdoors of whichever material you decided to use the trapdoors. I recommend spruce. I believe we can now go on to the next phase. So I talked about this, and we can just talk about the dragon statues here. So everything is sort of connected at this level. So I think if I just give you a sort of a top-down view and slowly scroll towards the back here, you can see how to put in the blocks at that level. And let me give you a view from the front along the side here. So you can get this measurement correct as well. And of course, these dragon statues are symmetrical. So once you do one side of it, you then want to come around and do the other side in the exact same way as you see done here. And if you need to, remember, you can just pause the video and replicate the block patterns that you see on the screen. So the portal at this phase is very easy. We're just extending up the spruce tree trunks and the portal frame on the inside there. Very simple. And we are doing that again for this phase over here as well. Another 2 blocks for that. But let's focus on the dragon statue again. Give you a view. We're focusing in on this 2-block slice as we go back. Build out the block patterns as you see done here. With the curly tail back here and the undulating dragon profile with the small legs and feet over here and here. As you see done there. Let's continue on again with the dragon statue. I believe we finished the main body of the statue in the last phase, so we should just be focusing on the head at this section here, and this is 3 blocks away from that there, by the way. This is the neck and the head that we are beginning to construct. I mean, it is Minecraft, so you kind of have to use your imagination when it comes to statues and read between the lines. I think there is a bit of the tail back here as well I should look at. From this side and that side. You are extending up the portal frame again, as you see done there with your spruce tree trunks and your obsidian. And you're doing that again here. Like again as well over there. Let's focus in on the dragon head here. I think we finished the tail in the last phase. So we are building out the head and sort of the mouth here and a bit of the whiskers on the sides here. So let me just give you a full 360-degree view of this from the sides and then from the top up here as well. And as you will have noticed by now, the dragon itself is 2 blocks wide in general for the body. So let us continue, and I think we are almost done with the dragon. We are building a bit more of the head here. There's holes for the eyes up here as well. If you want to, you could take some regular prismarine and put it in there. So let's take a look around the sides here. Around the front here. And the back of the head here. And a view from the top. Give you a good 3-dimensional overview of that. And let us continue again, because I think at this phase here we are finishing the dragon off and we will just be focusing only on the portal. So here are the top 2 blocks of the dragon. You're pretty much putting in the dragon horns at this level here, as you see done there. And with that, your dragon statue will be complete. I think you can sort of see what we were going for here. We have the dragon head with the eye holes and the horns, the whiskers, the mouth, the neck, and the curling body that goes back along here with the tail and the 4 feet on either side there as well. This could be done on a bit smaller scale with some stairs to add a little bit more detail, but to be honest, the more I build statues in Minecraft, the less stairs I actually use. Unless they're like really small. Because if you're building a large statue, I would just stick to solid blocks like this. It will give you a little bit less of a headache, and it will look almost as good. All right, now at this level here, we have come up how many blocks? Let's give you a good representation of how many blocks that is that we have gone up at this phase here. And at this level, you are putting in some more trapdoors, and we're also beginning to build out the paper lanterns. But I'm going to ignore the paper lanterns for now. You can just see that we have a glowstone here with the banner stuck on those. And the next phase over here is just a block of spruce with the fences coming up here as well. And I'm going to continue to ignore these for several phases, because when we get to the top and start building the roof and they begin hanging down, you will see exactly where to put those, but they're fairly simple designs, so I don't think I need to remark on it. Over here, we are continuing to build out the frame of the portal. We have our obsidian in here, but we have some cross members of spruce going through here with the central detail here in the middle to divide it from one side to the other to create the characteristic Japanese arch divisions. On the sides here, we have a bit of spruce stairs upside down and then right side up, stacked on top of each other, according to these patterns that you see done here. Fairly simple to do. So we have another simple phase here. We are putting another band of trapdoors, and we are putting in a top of spruce here, and also the top of our portal frame here as well. So at this point, you should be able to light your portal, and that will look like that there. And on the top, remember, you were just putting in more spruce tree trunks as well. So let us move on again to this phase over here. Things are getting complicated because we are now at the difficult part of explaining how to do the Japanese style woodworking on the support for the curving roofs. And you're doing that with pretty much a jumble of spruce stairs and slabs, as you see done here. So we're focusing in on these two blocks here. Just sort of do your best to replicate the patterns. Remember, they are symmetrical, so this side here is the same as it's going to be on that side there. And of course, it's going to be the same around the other side here as well. So I'm just going to look at this one section here, and you can sort of figure out all of the block placements from how you see it on the visuals. Let's move on again, because at this level we can now not ignore the red paper lanterns because they are hanging down from these sections here. So it's a very complicated section. We're focusing in on these two blocks here, and you want to build out, let's go around here to the light, be easier to see with the shadows. You want to build these out according to these patterns here. With this is sort of a mess of trapdoors, fences, tree trunks laying on their sides here, and the spruce slabs and everything coming out like that there. And the only way I can show these to you is just to give you good 360-degree views of everything around the sides here, so you can see how these are constructed. Let me give you a good top-down view of this section here as well. But remember, once you build one quadrant of these, you just want to build the other three the exact same design as you see done here. And from the corners, you're coming out 3 blocks there, and then hanging down your red paper lanterns there for a distance of, how many blocks is that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. A distance of 6 blocks there, and then hang down your red paper lanterns on the sides, as you see done there. All right, let's move up again. We have another even more complicated section here. So let me give you a view from the front here. We're focusing on these 2 blocks here. And what we're making are supports for the roof. And we are doing that with spruce tree trunks with all the stone buttons on them. And in between those, you want to put the spruce half slabs. But you want to put 3 here, but we need to start curving up the edges. So on the sides, you're putting 2 over here. But it's according to the same pattern as you did along here. You're just building it 1 block farther up. But there is some dark prismarine back here with some spruce fences and another jumble of stairs and half slabs. Pretty much as you see done here. So for this, the best way is for you to just pause the video and replicate the block patterns that you see on your screen. I'm very carefully showing you all the blocks. And let me give you a good view of the top down, what that looks like as well. And we are also starting to build up the roof, the lower sections of the roof. And for this, I probably had you collect too much obsidian because I really don't spare expenses when I build things. So there's probably a lot of obsidian in there that you're never going to see, that you can save off of the bill of materials. All right, let's go over here. Let's take a look at the roof section now as well. We're almost done with the very difficult parts. We're focusing in on these 2 blocks here. So this is the edge of the roof. As you can see, it's curving up here towards the tip up there, and then curving down again, and then curving back up, and then curving down again to make the typical Asian style roofs that you see on these sorts of buildings. Very difficult to design anyway, and probably equally as difficult to construct. So as you can see here is just another jumble of stairs and half slabs and buttons and spruce tree trunks and dark prismarine. There's a view from the side there and the side here. And a view from the top. It's at this level we are using the blackstone slabs to make the glazed roof tiles. And of course we are doing this with obsidian and the blackstone slabs according to these patterns that you see done here. Now if you only want to use obsidian on your portal, you can use polished blackstone up here in place of the obsidian. But I thought that the blackstone and the darker obsidian made a better contrast color. So that's why that is done there. So here's the view from the top. And let us continue on. We are almost done here. We are continuing with the roof tiles, and you are building them out according to these patterns here. Here's a view from the side. You can see we're doing some details with the dark prismarine. On the sides here, you can see how that curves up and back down again. But there are some ridges of dark prismarine that connect with the top details in the middle here. And we are using a little bit of normal prismarine up here as well at this level. So you want to build that out according to those patterns there. And we can move on again. I think the only thing we add from this level is just a bit more prismarine on all the four corners around here. And then we are just doing the decorations at the top here. And we're doing that with prismarine and a bit of dark prismarine according to this design here. And you want to build the mirror image of that on the other side over here. Here's a good top-down view of the entire almost completed roof. And let us continue on over here and take a look at the last little curly elements at the top here. At these two blocks here. You want to build it out very easily according to that there. We only have a couple of blocks, but these are sort of meant to represent swans, gracefully looking at each other there. As with the other dragon statues, you have to use your imagination to get that detail out as well. So once you have done all of that, your Japanese nether portal will be complete. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial for the Japanese nether portal. Remember, as always, this world here that I've shown you today is available for download in the video description for the Java version of Minecraft, for you to come and take a look at for yourself in case the video description was not good enough to help you reconstruct the portal. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.